the thing to keep in mind here is that we are not talking about philanthropy. So cause marketing is not philanthropy. Cause marketing refers to marketing involving the cooperative efforts of a for-profit business, so in this case your law firm, and a nonprofit organization for mutual benefit. Cause marketing can be an important addition to your current marketing efforts and serve as a bridge between perceptions of your law firm online and perceptions of your law firm in the real world. So I think today, like most of us would agree, we kind of only have come to know ourselves by who we are online. If I want to look up Matt and get an idea of what his background is, I'll look him up online, and what I see there is the perception that I have of him before I even get a chance to talk to him. So this bridge marketing or this cause marketing is, from my perspective, one way to bridge who your law firm is in the digital world with having an actual impact and influence in the physical world. So you may have not heard the term cause marketing before, but I'm sure you recognize it if you see it. These are two really successful cause marketing programs. The first is this red program by Starbucks, and so in this certain line of handcrafted drinks, they donate money to the Worldwide AIDS Organization, and so far they've raised $12 million by doing that. The second company there is Warbly Eyeglasses, and so what they do is something called buy one, give one. And so every time you buy a pair of glasses, they donate a pair of glasses to a nonprofit who serves low-income individuals. But the thing to keep in mind here is that we are not talking about philanthropy. So cause marketing is not philanthropy. Cause marketing is a win-win situation in which both the business interest and the nonprofit interest have a beneficial outcome. So if Starbucks were just to simply give the $12 million away, that would be philanthropy. If Warbly were to give the glasses away, that would be philanthropy. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about partnerships. So currently, this is what the digital landscape looks like. We have a law firm website, and then in that website we have content development related to keywords and blogging. And so the purpose of developing all that content on the website is in the hopes that if somebody searches a specific issue, that you'll have a page of content there to help answer their legal question. The third approach is pay-per-click search engine marketing, and so this is the ads that you see on Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And then the fourth opportunity is social network marketing. That's putting posts up, collecting likes, and also static ads. So there are significant challenges to these current digital approaches. Organic search engine returns only work for 3 law firms in Denver. That's kind of a joke, but I'll show you the reality of that in a second. Pay-per-click advertising has really gotten cost prohibitive for a lot of attorneys. The average cost per click ranges from $200 to $400 in Colorado for personal injury related keywords. And then the social networking landscape is changing faster than I've ever seen it change before. I've been in the online marketing business will be 10 years in March, and this last, I would say, 7 to 8 months has been the most volatile time that I've seen in the digital landscape in the entire time that I've been doing that. Where we had people suddenly collecting all in one spot, i.e. Facebook. Now niche is the new movement, and so groups are really breaking off and going to smaller sites that better address their specific needs from a social perspective. And so the approaches that we have to use have gotten wider and have had to be more specific. And so where we had, like I said, Facebook, we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Reddit, Tumblr, Periscope, Yik Yak, and probably 20 other ones. And so there's about 15 that we currently monitor and decide on strategies for. When I talked about the organic search engine returns really changing and just giving kind of 3 or 4 lawyers an opportunity to be found, the truth is, over the last 8 months, attorneys have lost 70% of the space that they had before to be found organically. And what I mean by being found organically is to have an opportunity to be found in a search return without having to pay for it. So that's what organic means. Google changed the sidebar here where they removed these paid opportunities. They took out what was called this local pack here, where it used to be 7 unpaid opportunities. They've reduced it down to 3. And then the biggest and most frustrating change from my perspective is 2 years ago, Google said they were going to make a commitment on this local side to make sure that local businesses like your law firms can be found. And they wanted to say, they said, quote, we want to make sure to involve more mom and pops. But over the last 8 months, what's happened in these organic results is that they've been mostly populated with large national directories. And so your opportunity to be found here for any kind of search term or any kind of search is really limited. And then the truth is that really the top 3 of these listings really get about 75 or 80% of the traffic. So even if you're on page 1, but you're 7 through 10, no one's really going to find you. So the idea that you could put up a website these days, put great content on it, and then have new clients come to your firm is pretty much a fallacy at this point. Let me give you an example too of the cost of pay-per-click. This is a list of the 100 most expensive keywords in Google for 2016. The number 1 keyword is a Meso lawyer ad, and you can see it's $935 a click. Understand that that does not mean a case. I know that a lot of you would be more than happy to pay $955 for a case. It's actually a pretty good deal. This is simply for someone to click on your ad and visit your website. No guarantee that they'll call, no guarantee that you'll have a meeting. Hell, there's not even really a guarantee that you're in your neighborhood or that they typed or clicked on that on purpose. Of the top 100 most expensive keywords in Google, so I think it's 77% of them are legal related. So we're talking about keywords like this top one here, Dallas truck accident attorney, $425 per click. The reason I'm telling you this information is I want to show you how the cause of marketing can actually drive more traffic to your website, be far less expensive, and kind of improve your presence in the real world. Again, it's just going on and on and on. Denver car accident attorney, $220.23 per click, just for a visit. So, and then I did talk about niche social media marketing and how that landscape is changing as well. Remember something, okay? If you're a younger attorney, millennials now represent your biggest consumer group. They're as big as baby boomers, and these are the people who are really scattering faster than anyone. Facebook is really only relevant these days to Gen Xers and baby boomers. Twitter and Instagram are where the millennials seem to collect. Snapchat and Yik Yak are where teens are going. And then we have all these other subs like Reddit, Tumblr, and Periscope. So again, I just wanted to reiterate that the idea also that with social we can go to one place and hit everybody is really a strategy of the past. Further, as far as Facebook goes, 1 million users in the United States are leaving, 1 million users in the world are leaving every month from Facebook or inactivating their accounts. Okay, so cause marketing is kind of this 5th way. So we talked about the website, the organic search engine returns, the pay-per-click marketing, and the social strategy. Now let's talk about cause marketing. Basically, this is getting involved in a cause in your community, forming a long-term relationship with people who share those concerns, encouraging this community to connect with you in the digital world. So you go out into the physical world, tell people what you're concerned about or what kind of difference you want to make, and ask them to then go back and connect with you in the digital world, and then encourage those people, once they've reached the digital world, to share your information within their community again. So what we did with Keith, and Keith's partner John Lee too was equally involved in this. I don't want that to be misunderstood. But we said we want to do something different, we want to do something impactful. And so kind of challenge 1 of that is to sit down with the attorneys and talk about what is authentic or unique to you. When I go into marketing meetings with prospects who want to talk about their website and I say, okay, well, let's talk about a marketing strategy. What's really unique and special about you? What do you think is the thing I hear all the time? It's always the same. Well, they're going to meet with me and not a paralegal. That's it. That's the first thing that comes to most people's minds when they say what's unique about them. But I mean, that's like going to Jiffy Lube and them telling you, well, you're going to get an oil change here and not a sandwich. I mean, these are obvious things that consumers expect. Like most of them expect that when they call a law firm at some point very soon, they'll have an opportunity to speak to an attorney. So this continued reference of you're going to actually get to talk to me and not a paralegal isn't actually a competitive advantage. So what I ask the attorneys is, let's drill down to something in your background or something that you believe in or a cause that we can use as a competitive advantage to help you stand above other attorneys who are only promising to meet with their clients. So in Keith's situation, he got ran over by a car, and normally that wouldn't seem to be like a good thing, but in the circumstances of creating a cause marketing campaign, it turned out to work out pretty good. But it was a very serious accident, and it's something that I'd known about with Keith for a long time. He talked to me about it before, but in 2007, he lives over by City Park, and he was jogging over there, and he was jogging through a crosswalk, and someone ran right into him. He had to be resuscitated at the scene. He had you'll hear broken bones. He was in Craig Hospital. He had a brain injury, and he overcame all of that to return to the law and to start his firm with John. So I said, hey, that seems like a pretty significant, unique background story that could be used as a competitive advantage, not in kind of a heartless sense, but let's show people that you've actually gone through this and that you have a real personal connection to what they're going through, that you understand their fears and their concerns, and let's see if that connects you with more people and gets a little more phone calls. So let me play the video, which I hope plays.
In May of 2007, as a pedestrian, I was hit by a car that was going 45 miles an hour. I spent 2 weeks in the ICU at Denver Health and then 2 months at Craig Hospital. Broke my leg, broke my hip, had a brain injury that I had to deal with, all because, frankly, somebody wasn't paying attention where they were going. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. Be careful when you're out there, really. Be careful when you cross streets. Be careful when you're riding bikes. Be careful when you're jogging, all of those things. Because what we know for certain is other people are not being careful.
We want to make sure that we do our part and we're responsible. If we're in a vehicle, we've got to pay attention for those kids. We've got to be paying attention for a lot of those children out riding their bicycles from their neighborhood. The bicycle is the freedom for them, and we don't want to take that freedom away from them. So let's be cautious, let's be aware.
The goal of the Be Aware campaign is to raise awareness, even if it's just for half a second more, that one person is paying attention, that one person is looking out, not looking at their phone. That could prevent one of these cases from occurring. And if it only stops one case from occurring, then we've met our goal.
It's simple, right? Rebuild, repeat. We take a bike, we recycle it, we rebuild it, and then we get it back in the hands of the kids, primarily, that need a bicycle. On a yearly basis, we do about 1,500 bikes to kids, and we do about 2,000 recycled bicycles a year. We work with a lot of underprivileged children, children at risk. Then we work also with the school system, Title I school system throughout Colorado, and that is typically, kids that are also struggling. If we can go ahead and get you to go to our local bike shop, pick up one of these signs that promotes this campaign, for every 15 that you pick up, the law firm is going to sponsor one of these children. All you have to do is walk into the shop, grab a sign and put it in your yard. You'll help us raise awareness, but at the same time, you'll help us put more kids out on the road with bicycles. When you do your part and help us out.
Okay, so that was the accompanying video to the campaign. Don't embarrass me. Okay, so now I kind of want to give you some input or insight on kind of how you can start to do this on your own. Again, what I want to say is it's about mutual benefit. It's not philanthropy. It's about forming these win-win partnerships with your for-profit business and another nonprofit, and then even finding complementary businesses to participate. So the first thing you have to do is just identify an authentic cause. You don't all have to run outside into the street and get run over by a car to be able to do that. All you need to do is think about what's already important to you. And some of the ways that you can do that is just ask yourself, when no one's paying you or asking you to do something, what are those things that give you energy? And if you can kind of nail that down, then you might have found a cause that you could use in your law firm for something like this. Secondly, know exactly what you want to do. Pay-per-click is quantifiable in the sense that you pay $240 and you get a click for Denver Auto Insurance Attorney. And so that you know if you spend $500, you'll get 2 clicks, et cetera, et cetera. Same thing with the cause marketing is it needs to be quantifiable. You should really set outcomes and know exactly what you want this mission to do. Now, in this case, the mission, Keith says in the video, I mean, if we could prevent one accident, then it would be successful, and that's certainly true. But when we talked internally at the company level, the quantifiable mission was let's make sure that 200 drivers pay more attention this summer when they're in their cars around these bike lane areas that we tried to put those signs up. So that was the first quantifiable goal of the program. Again, that wasn't to get cases. Those can and may come. The quantifiable goal was to make sure 200 people were safer over the summer. Identify a related nonprofit and clearly articulate the benefits to them. So in this case, we worked with Project Recycle, which, as you saw, is a nonprofit that buys and restores bikes and gives them to low-income and at-risk kids. What we did not do is call them and say, hey, do you want to get into this cause marketing partnership with us, and let's sit down and talk about some ideas. These people are busy just like you're busy, and you're going to be most successful when you already know what it is that you want to do. So I put up there, don't ask, propose. Come up with your own proposal. So we knew exactly what we were going to do with this campaign long before we approached the nonprofit. We knew exactly what we wanted to do. And so when we went to them, it was simple as a, do you see the value? Do you see the benefit? Can you say yes or no? Right? That made it easier for them. And then find a complementing business to participate as well. And for us, the obvious complementing business were the local bicycle shops. And the value proposition there was, hey, would you like to be known as one of a handful of bicycle shops who is adamantly concerned about improving bicyclist safety over this summer? And getting buy-in and acceptance from them was pretty easy. I don't think we had a no. So that did nothing but spread our word, and again gave us another partner who was winning in the partnership. All right, so this is kind of how you start. First, define what the mission is going to be, or find that thing that is your personal mission. What is that thing that gives you energy when no one is paying you to do it? Find or identify a nonprofit that could benefit from that energy or that mission. Create the proposal. Like I said, don't ask, propose. So very clearly state what it is that you'd like to do. Get those quantifiable results. We want to educate 200 drivers this summer about safety and have them think a few more seconds about what they're doing when they're driving. And then from there, create a press release focused on the benefits, not on your firm. You might find this hard to believe, but I think it was 9:10 a.m. or 8:50 KOA or whatever, one of those radio stations that hates us, that was the first to tweet about this when the press release came out, because the benefit was about the nonprofit and the kids, and I think whatever intern was there and was obviously not being managed by a supervisor never put together the fact that this was, that trial lawyers were involved with this. It was just the message was so good and pure, and it really is, that went out right away. Create a complementing video to your press release. It doesn't have to be awesome, but in this day and age, when you do a press release and you accompany a video with it, it gives the people who may do a story on you or may print your story a more vivid, just like a video settlement brochure, right? It just gives them a more vivid idea of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And should I go do a story on Keith, what will Keith look like and how will he appear? Create a landing page on your website with exact instructions. Again, it's just like the proposal to the nonprofits, okay? Hi, I need you to go to Steve's Bike Shop at 112th and whatever. I need you to pick up one of these signs. I need you to put it in your yard. I need you to take a picture on Instagram. I need you to tag it Colorado Injury Law, and then I need you to send me a notification that you did that, right? Exact step-by-step instructions. And then link to all of your partners in their landing pages. So follow them on social media, put links in your website to them, and make sure that they feel like they're involved, because as this traffic starts picking up, they'll start to see it ticking on their sites, and then they're more apt to get involved, which is exactly what happened here. A little bit of traffic that we got from people who had picked up signs, followed the instructions, taken the picture. Next thing we know, the bike shops are starting to put stuff out there too, and I'll show you some photos of the bike shop owners holding signs, and I'll show you the photos of the bike clubs with the signs in the yard, and just the people who took pictures of the signs in front of their house. And then finally, circulate that press release and landing page via service like PR Web or prnewswire.com. These are services that news agencies use. It's kind of expensive. It's like $300 or $400 to post your press release, but they're subscribed to by many blogs, news agencies, etc. And through that, we actually got picked up, as you can see here, by Yahoo News, CNBC, Wall Street Journal, and about 200 other media outlets. And those varied in interest. They varied by nonprofit interest, bicycling interest, and legal interest. So as far as being quantifiable, this was the outcome of the cause marketing campaign. Just some of it, actually. I could only fit it. This is what I could fit in one slide. We ended up with a full two-page story in Law Week, Colorado. I thought that was pretty impressive. We won from the Academy of Interactive and Visual Arts a Silver Awards, basically second place. Out of 5,000 entries, we got an award for public service and activism based on this cause marketing campaign. We just got notification that we got the 2016 CTLA Consumer Protection Award. I told you all the 200 plus media citations, thousands of page views, thousands of video views, hundreds of social media engagements. And look at this, 200 signs distributed and 20 bikes donated. To me, I mean, that's not like super impressive. You know, I mean, it's impressive in the sense that we distributed every sign that we had made, and we donated every bike that we had intended to donate. But for all of the benefit that we got, it doesn't feel like we did very much, if that makes sense. Like, it's not thousands of signs and thousands of bikes, which is the goal moving forward, but it was just the idea that we were engaging these people and taking on this activity that touched the groups that gave the awards, or the news outlets that did the story. And it has certainly motivated us to continue to pursue this and try and get that up to thousands of signs and thousands of bikes. But my point is, you don't have to change the world. You don't have to change Denver. You could simply change Park Hill and still be very successful. So this is I just took some stills from the Instagram page for Facelli and Lee during the campaign, but you know, this is what I'm talking about. Bike owners, people in the shops. There's a guy from a bike club. Just random people were taking pictures of the sign in their yard, and they were posting it just like we had asked them to. It was great. So in conclusion, cause marketing is a cooperative marketing effort between a for-profit and a nonprofit business, and it's got to have mutual benefit. It is not philanthropy. It can be counted just like any of your other marketing efforts. And you should require that it have a quantifiable return on investment. That's what ROI means. So having seen the cost per click, having seen all of the awards, having seen all of the traffic, et cetera, any ideas on what this cost us to do? Would anyone want to guess? $5,000 in entirety, $5,000 for all of that. Now remember, how many clicks would $5,000 get you on Google today? Yeah, maybe, right? So I think that you can see that when I talk about cause marketing, and when I'm a proponent of cause marketing, I'm not doing it, I'm doing it strictly from a business perspective. I mean, my business is to generate traffic for my clients, and when we got on this, we figured out that this was a super cost-effective way to do it, and also to have an impact in the community.